Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschachadisatarine Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschachadisatarine He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 26, Text 5 and 6. Hinvato śayānasya māsyasya caraṇāv udak āpatad viparyastam rudataḥ prapadāhatam hinvato śayānasya māsyasya caraṇāv udak āpatad viparyastam rudataḥ prapadāhatam hinvato śayānasya māsyasya caraṇāv udak āpatad viparyastam rudataḥ prapadāhatam. Gentlemen, māsyasya caraṇāv udak āpatad viparyastam rudataḥ prapadāhatam. Māsyasya caraṇāv udak āpatad viparyastam rudataḥ prapadāhatam. Maharajis, Okay. Hinvataḥ, moving. Adhaḥ, beneath. Śayānasya, of him who was lying. Māsyasya, the child only a few months old. caraṇau, his 2 feet. Udak, upwards. Anaḥ, the cart. Apatat, fell. Viparyastam, turned upside down. Rudataḥ, of him who was crying. Prapada, by the tip of the foot. Āhatam, struck. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Once, when only 3 months old, little Kṛṣṇa was crying and kicking up his feet as he lay beneath a huge cart. Then the cart fell and turned upside down simply because it was struck by the tip of his toe. So text 6, we can all chant together. Text 6, okay. Eka-hāyana āsīno hiyamano viharyasa daityena yastrinavartam ahankanta grahaturam eka-hāyana, 1 year old. Āsīno, sitting. Hiryamana, being taken away. Viharyasa, in the sky. Daityena, by the demon. Ya, who. Trinavaratam, named Trinavarta. Ahan, killed. Kanta, his neck. Graha, by being seized. Aturam, tormented. Translation. At the age of 1, while sitting peacefully, he was taken up into the sky by the demon Trinavarta. But baby Kṛṣṇa grabbed the demon's neck, causing him great pain, and thus killed him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The cowherd men who loved Kṛṣṇa as an ordinary child were astonished by all these activities. A newborn infant cannot ordinarily kill a powerful witch, and one would hardly think that a 1-year-old baby could kill a demon who has kidnapped him and carried him up into the sky. But Kṛṣṇa did all of these wonderful things, and the cowherd men were enhancing their love for him by remembering and discussing his activities. So here, Kṛṣṇa, he's a baby and he's crying. And just with the tip of his toe, he killed a demon disguised as a cart. And Prabhupada said it in the purport there. What baby can do that? So Kṛṣṇa, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He manifested this world. We are coming from him. he manifested the spiritual world. In one drop of blood, there are millions of living beings, bacteria and other things. So, in our body, can we imagine how many living beings are in our body? How many, this universe is unlimited numbers of jivas are here in this universe. And this is one universe. I mean, how many universes are there? So many. In the caraṇāv ocean where Garbhodaksha Vishnu, when he manifests the universes, they're coming from the pores of his skin, they're coming from his breathing. We can't imagine how many jivas are coming from Kṛṣṇa. He's unlimited. His expansion, Shankarshan, is holding up the planets and the earth. How powerful is Kṛṣṇa? These little demons, Kamsa will send the demons, you go and kill Kṛṣṇa. The demon big puffed up, yes, I will go, I will kill. Because they're atheists, because they're demons, asuras, they have no conception of Kṛṣṇa. They have no understanding. Not only do they not have any conception of Kṛṣṇa, but they hate Kṛṣṇa. The demons, they hate, because Kṛṣṇa expands into the heart and enters the heart of every jiva. So within every jiva, there is Kṛṣṇa in the form of Paramatma. So one of the functions of Paramatma is one's conscience. So when someone wants to do something wrong, then there is a little voice inside saying, no, this is wrong, you shouldn't do this. But the demons, they don't have conscience. Why they don't have conscience? Because they hate Kṛṣṇa. They hate everything about Kṛṣṇa. If some voice comes to them, oh, you should not do this. Oh, they hate that so much. The demons. In Gita, Kṛṣṇa says, so much I have today, so much more I will gain tomorrow. He is my enemy, I have killed him. Demons are murderers. Then they're just natural murderers. They kill. So who is the enemy of the demon? Anyone who does not say, like Hiranyakashipu, he said, no need to worship God. I am God. If you worship Vishnu, I will kill you. You are my enemy. So the demons, everyone who does not accept them as the supreme being is the enemy. You can kill people in 5 ways. There's an actual physical death, then there's character assassination, then there's taking away one's wealth, taking away one's home, like that. These are all different forms of death. And psychologists, they will tell you that the experience one goes through from these 5, well, there's 4 anyway, then it's a death experience. So the demons are very expert at this. They are killing. So Kamsa, because he's a demon and his associates, they're demons, he sent Trinavarta to kill Kṛṣṇa. And because Trinavarta, because he's a demon, he has no problem. A one-year-old child, do they have a problem killing a 1-year-old child? No. I mean, for ordinary people, to kill a 1-year-old child, whoa, There would be a great hesitancy to kill a 1-year-old child. But demons, no problem. They kill anyone, anytime. Doesn't matter who they are. They will kill. Because they're murderers by nature. So anyway, Trinavata, he came to kill Kṛṣṇa. And he's very puffed up. You know, he's so powerful. He can fly in the sky. So much strength and power Trinavata has. Even the demigods in heaven were afraid of him. He's that powerful. So he's thinking, oh, one little 1-year-old boy? No problem. So then he picked Kṛṣṇa up. And then to his surprise, Kṛṣṇa became so heavy, he's finding a difficulty in flying. And because Kṛṣṇa became so heavy, he fell to the ground. And Kṛṣṇa on top of him. So, you know, because Kṛṣṇa is supremely powerful, then he can do whatever he wants. Like, you know, in Western countries, they have these superheroes, like Superman, you know. But actually, Kṛṣṇa is a real Superman. He is a real supreme being. Govindamādi puruṣam tamaham bhajāmi. So, I'll just tell you one quick story about demons. Rukmini, once Kṛṣṇa told Rukmini, you married the wrong person. You know, my origins are not even known. Am I the son of Devaki or am I the son of Yasoda Mai? Because, you know, in India, one should have 7 generations before history. Otherwise, no one will marry you. So Krishna is saying, you know, am I the son of Devaki or am I the son of Yasoda Mai? So you married the wrong person. There are so many qualified Kshatriyas that are so much more qualified than me that you could have married. And so, and then Krishna said that you can choose some qualified person now. And Rukmini, just the thought of that, she fainted. And so anyway, when she came to consciousness, she was glorifying Kṛṣṇa, that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are Satchitananda. And then she was talking about these demons, the Kshatriyas, bags of skin containing stool, pus, blood. So, you know, when we compare a conditioned soul to Kṛṣṇa, we are nothing. You know, it doesn't matter how big the ego is, like Trinavata, such a big ego. What in front of Kṛṣṇa, what does that matter? Trinavata is nothing. So we are always dependent on Kṛṣṇa. There's an English saying that on a raft there is no atheists. So when a ship goes down in the ocean and the survivors are holding on to a bit of wood, there's no atheists there. They're all praying, oh God, please help me. Please save me. Because our natural condition is that we are dependent on Kṛṣṇa. So in times of suffering, then jivas, they will accept that. But when life is going good, we're happy, then we forget about Kṛṣṇa. We may come to the temple, we may do some puja, we may do some offering, or we may chant, but the mood or the attitude that I am Krishna's servant, that I am in Maya, I am in illusion, and that my duty as jiva is to please Kṛṣṇa. That mentality is not there because of illusion. But everyone in this world is suffering. When Yudhishthira, when Yamaraj appeared, just a voice. When the Pandavas, when they were in hiding, they were very thirsty. So they came one after another to this particular lake. And Yamaraj, the voice there, it said, before you drink, you should answer some question. And the Pandavas, they were so thirsty that one after the other, they just couldn't. They just ignored the voice and drank, and then they died. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was the last one. So then Yudhishthira Maharaj, he accepted, okay, I will answer some questions before I drink. So one of the questions was, what is the most amazing thing in this world? And Yudhishthira Maharaj said that everyone will die, but they think they will not die. They see their relatives, their parents, everyone is dying, one after the other. But the illusion of Maya is so strong that I will continue living. Okay, maybe I will die later, but I'm living now. So they're not thinking. But we are not thinking that we will die one day. Like, if we knew, if we really understood that we will die, and once Prabhupada said, who in their right mind will accept a life of birth, disease, old age and death, adhyatmic, adhibaudik and adhidaivic, a life of suffering, who will accept, who in their right mind, what sane person will accept such a life? Huh? So, really, four types of people come to Kṛṣṇa. Those who are distressed, those who want money, those who are inquisitive, and those who want liberation. These four devotees, they come to Kṛṣṇa. As far as liberation goes, Kṛṣṇa says in the Gita that one out of, how many? Sahasra means what? I think 1 million. Yes. 1 out of 1 million people are interested in liberation, but they're not devotees. And those 100 who are interested in liberation, 1 in 1 million of them are interested in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So who's interested in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, really? We have faith in Kṛṣṇa because we have some sukriti from past lives. We have some, maybe sadhu sangha, or we perform Kṛṣṇa conscious activities. So we have a natural leaning, we have a natural attraction and faith in Kṛṣṇa. But as far as practicing Kṛṣṇa consciousness for attaining Kṛṣṇa prema and becoming free from the anattas, the material desires, very few devotees have that understanding. Mostly people want relief from misery, they want money, or they're inquisitive. So these four types of people, they come to Kṛṣṇa. And eventually these four types of people, they get sadhu sangha, like Prabhupada. And Prabhupada explains very clearly that this world is not the place for the jiva. We are like fish out of water. So we need, and the human form of life, it's made by Kṛṣṇa specifically to attain Kṛṣṇa prema, to go back home, back to Godhead. So, so the practice of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, I mean, like Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur, he explained in Madhura Kandambini the different stages of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So the beginning is Sukriti. Then when Sukriti becomes mature, then one gets sadhusanga, one gets association with pure devotees. And then after association, then the sakriti becomes fast, becomes very big, very fast. And then when one becomes eligible for diksha. Then after diksha, one does bhajana kriya. And then from sadhana bhajan. And then from sadhana bhajan, anatta nivritti. One's heart becomes free from material desires. Kṛṣṇa will not enter the heart. Even if there's a smell of material desire, Kṛṣṇa will not go there. Guru, he will enter the heart of his disciple. Chakshudan dilare janmi janmi Prabhu said. So the Guru, he's always in the heart of his disciple, life after life after life. And his duty is to prepare, to clean the heart so Kṛṣṇa can enter the heart. So anatta nivritti is important because when the heart becomes clean from all material desires, it becomes fit for Kṛṣṇa to enter there. And then we can have a relationship with Kṛṣṇa. Without a clean heart, then Kṛṣṇa will not enter. So bhajana kriya is is the process of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, the practice of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That practice, Prabhupada gave that to us. Mangalati, chanting 16 rounds, Bhagavatam class, like that. So Prabhupada explained everything very clearly for us. It's all in Prabhupada's books. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So this is the process. But that process, Prabhupada said, 4 things are required. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. Now for most devotees, gambling, meat eating, and intoxication are not that difficult. But illicit sex, that is the big problem. Because the shackles of maya, of illusion, is sex life. If one is free from sex desire, he's the liberated soul. So therefore, practicing bhajana kriya properly means no sex life. So unless one is following these 4 principles, the heart cannot be cleaned. The bhajana kriya will not be effective and the heart will not become free from material desires. So then one cannot attain Kṛṣṇa if one does not do bhajana kriya properly. So to experience, because we are not bookworms. We are not like theoretically like in university or some material educational institution. We're not. Our purpose is to have realization. Tadvidi panipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. So that tattva darshan, what is that? That is our relationship with Kṛṣṇa. There's so many different tattvas, but the highest tattva, the darshan of the highest tattva, that is who we are. What is our name? What is our service? What is our village? So by mercy of Guru, he will give that. By performing Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, independent of pure Vaishnava, we will not be able to cleanse our heart, we will not be able to get Kṛṣṇa praying. It's only by mercy of Guru. So under the direction of Guru, when he's doing bhajana kriya correctly, then the heart will be cleaned. Then one will be able to experience like the pastime of Trinavarta, the pastime, all Krishna's pastimes, they'll be revealed within the heart by mercy of Guru, by performing bhajana kriya and attaining anatta nivritti. So this is what Prabhupada came to give us. He came to give us the highest thing. Prabhupada wanted us to experience Krishna's pastimes. You know, so so the chanting, there's three levels of chanting. As one does bhajana kriya, then in the beginning is namaparad. So when the heart is full of material desires, when one's chanting, what are they thinking about? Money, their wife, their husband, their children, their country. They're chanting. Material desires are there. What they want. You know, my husband is sick. I want him to be healthy. Or my child, he's not doing well at school. I want him to be successful. Or we need to upgrade our car. It's old and clunky, and we want a new car. So when there's anarthas within the heart, always within the mind, we're totally absorbed in material things and feelings. So this is namaparad. So in the stage of namaparad, one's material desires become fulfilled. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, you want anything, you should come and ask me. Don't go to the demigods. Demigods? Like Lord Shiva. One demon, I can't remember his name now. One demon, he worshipped Lord Shiva, and he got the darshan of Lord Shiva. And so Lord Shiva said, what do you want? He said, I want the benediction that anyone's head I touch with my finger will break into 1,000 pieces. Huh? Will Krishna give such a benediction? No. Demons cannot go to Krishna to ask these things. I talked to the head panda in Balaji temple in Tirupati. And so he was explaining to me that that Balaji is the Kali Yuga deity. Like within every Kali Yuga, he's the Kali Yuga deity, and anyone and everyone who wants something, they can come and ask Balaji, and he will give. So one famous Hollywood actor, can't remember his name. I'm getting too old. So he couldn't get an Oscar. He wanted an Oscar. Couldn't get one. So he went to Balaji, he prayed to Balaji, and he got an Oscar. So people go there, you know, and they ask Balaji for something, and they get it. He was explaining to me that whoever comes and has some sincerity, even little sincerity, and faith, then they pray to Balaji, they will get what they want. So, material desires, yes. So, Krishna will not give something that will kill someone. And then Krishna, he had to protect Lord Shiva even, because he was chasing Lord Shiva. He wanted to test, does it work? I will first put my finger on Lord Shiva's head. And if it cracks in 1,000 pieces, I know it's correct. So then Krishna appeared as a little Brahman boy. He's chasing Lord Shiva very fast. And then Krishna appeared as a Brahman boy and said, well, why are you in such a rush? To the demon. And the demon said, I want to test my benediction on Lord Shiva. Crack his head into 1,000 pieces. Can you imagine that mentality? Someone gives you a benediction and you want to kill him. These demons are murderers. They're murderers. So So then he said, you can't trust Lord Shiva. Look, his body is smeared with ash from the crematorium. He wears skulls as a garland around his neck. Those skulls are skulls of Vaishnavas. But, he didn't, the demon didn't know that. But Kṛṣṇa was saying that Lord Shiva, he has snakes. What else did he say? And his followers and disciples are ghosts and witches. How can you have faith in such a... How can you trust in his word? He lied to you. You try, you put your finger on your head, you'll see. So he put his finger on the head, crack, gone. Kṛṣṇa protects his devotees and he kills demons. So, yes. So bhajana kriya. So these material desires, they're like demons. Like Brahma, he tried to kill Kṛṣṇa. I mean, Brahma, he's not really a pure devotee. He's supposed to be a pure devotee. But because, sorry, not Brahma, Indra. Indra, he's a karma mishra bhakta. He's a devotee with material desires. His heart is not clean. It's not pure. So he got so angry with Kṛṣṇa because Kṛṣṇa denied him a sacrifice. And he became so angry. He wanted to kill Kṛṣṇa. He sent his clouds of devastation that fill the whole universe up with water. He sent those clouds to inundate Vrindavan and kill all the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So this pride that we have, it's our enemy. This desire for material enjoyment, they are the enemy of the jiva. Like Arjuna once said, asked Kṛṣṇa, why is it that a person who has knowledge will commit a sinful activity? Why is that? Someone who has knowledge, they know what is right, what is wrong, but still they will commit a sinful activity. And then Kṛṣṇa said that it is calm, it is lust. He said, this is the all-devouring enemy of the jiva. And Kṛṣṇa said, this calm burns like fire. It's actually it's a suffering condition of life. When we have material desires, we have lust. And that lust is like a force. It burns. It burns the mind. I'll tell you one story. One brahmachari, he fell in love with one young girl. He was 20 years old, 21, something years of age. So he couldn't sleep. He couldn't eat. He couldn't chant. He couldn't get up. He couldn't do anything. He's just a blob. And his mind is so consumed with this desire. He's burning. When Cupid's arrow pierces the heart, this is what happens. This is lust. So in this condition, how is it possible, to actually perform a bhajana kriya? How can one do that? We may be helpless, but we're not hopeless. Because by mercy of a guru, anything is possible. Once Prabhupada said, many of my disciples will go to the heavenly planets. Yeah, because those four devotees that come to Kṛṣṇa, they came to Prabhupada. But those devotees who are sincere, who actually want Kṛṣṇa prema, they will try. They will make an effort to control their mind. When Guru sees a disciple is making an effort, he becomes so happy. And he will help and support that devotee. Krishna says, what a devotee lacks, he will give. And Krishna will take away. What is disturbing our bhajan, Krishna will take away. So the effort is required. When we make that effort, Guru becomes so happy, he will help us. This boy, he went to his Guru. He said, Guruji, I can't chant, I can't do anything. I'm totally absorbed in this fire of desire. And so next morning, he woke up and no problem. He can chant, he got up for Mangalarti, just life is normal again as a brahmachari, by mercy of his Guru. And there are many examples in the world, like Chitraketu, I think. He couldn't have a son. So Durvasa Muni was his Guru. So he was begging Durvasa Muni, please, I want a son. And Durvasa Muni said, look, you don't have the karma for this. In your Jyotish, in your astrology, you don't have a son. He's begging for a son. So Durvasa Muni, he appeared in the womb of one of his wives. Was it 10,000 wives? I think 10,000 wives. You know, that's Ega Beba. So one of his wives got pregnant. But Durvasa Muni entered into his wife's womb. And then when his son was born, he was just ecstatic. Oh, I have a son. And then the other 10,000 wives, they were so envious, they poisoned him and he died. So then Chitraketu Maharaj went from the highest levels of Maya Sukha, of material happiness, to the lowest levels of suffering in depression. So then Durvasa Muni said to him, I will bring your son back to life. So he came back to life. And then Chitraketu Maharaj, again, in the highest levels of happiness, he embraced his son. He said, oh, my son, my son. And the son said, which father are you? I have had so many fathers. Which one are you? So through the son, Durvasa Muni instructed Chitraketu Maharaj. So the Guru, he makes adjustments, like in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, said that for a Vaishnava, that if he was to lose his leg, because the suffering of a Vaishnava is less, because ultimately we're under Guru's direction. Our life is not the same anymore. And so if we were to lose a leg, we may get a cut on the leg. So suffering for devotees is diminished. But Guru, he can create suffering to help us in our bhajan. So Namaparad. So Kṛṣṇa says that lust is the enemy of the jiva. So then Nambas is when someone chants, like Ajamil. The Yamadutas came for him, he was so afraid. So he was chanting his son's name, Narayan. He was not chanting the name of Narayan. He wasn't chanting Narayan's name, he was chanting his son's name. But still, that was Nambas. So Nambas frees one from all sinful reactions. So that's why the Vishnudutas came and they took Ajamil. So Nambas is a stage where one becomes free from all sinful reactions. So, you know, devotees who have been chanting a long time, at least once they would have done a Nambas. You know, if one is about to have a big accident, Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, that's Nambas. So this stage, But our problem is, okay, we may do nabas, and we can be free from all the reactions, all our sinful reactions. But what will happen? Because of ahankara, because of ego, then we will do Vaishnava parad. Or, you know, he said something wrong, or he did something wrong, or he didn't treat me properly, he didn't give me the proper respect, or, you know, so many. So Vaishnava parad is our biggest problem, really, you know, for devotees. And this is because of false ego. Unless we have trinadapi sinichina, tarodapi sahishnuna, amanina, manadena, kirtanya sadahari. We cannot chant continuously in ecstasy. Krishna will not appear on our tongue when we're chanting without trinadapi sinichina. Is there any questions? I'll just finish. The next stage of chanting is Shuddhanam, is when Krishna is dancing on the tongue of the devotee, when the tears are coming from the eyes, when the hairs of the body stand on end, and that devotee is totally absorbed in Krishna's pastimes. Like Krishna says in Gita, the devotees, they love to discuss about my pastimes. So here, in the purport, no, is it in the purport? Anyway, it said here in the 6th verse that that Ananda Maharaj and all the inhabitants of Raj, they would discuss Krishna's pastimes of killing Trinavarta demon and other demons, and they would get so much happiness and bliss from these discussions. So at that stage of Shuddhanam, a devotee is totally absorbed in Krishna's pastimes, and he gets so much happiness and joy from discussing with other pure Vaishnavas the pastimes of Krishna. So this Vaishnava, Uttamadhikari, this pure Vaishnava, that is the best association. That is the highest association. And our heart will become cleaned much quicker by this association. Okay, questions?
Hare Krishna. You said that Krishna said Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajaguna Samudbhava. So why Krishna says that lust is the greatest enemy, devouring enemy? Actually the soul is her greatest enemy, is supposed to be her enviousness of Krishna. So when does this enviousness becomes the lust? That I don't know.
While meditating upon the objects of the senses, one becomes attached. From attachment, lust develops. From lust, anger. From anger, bewilderment of memory. And then one falls down into this material world. So, attachment. When Shankaracharya, he once said that attachment and envy are the same thing. He compared them to the breasts of a woman, because the breasts of a woman, they're a symbol of attachment, and they're the same thing, but they're differently situated. So if someone has an attachment for something in this world, say someone wants a BMW, and he really wants that BMW. He doesn't just want it, he really wants it. Really strong desire. He sees someone with a BMW, how will he feel? Now that's envy. So envy comes from attachment. So when we become free from attachment, in other words, when we become free from material desires, then we become free from envy. So unless we're experiencing ecstatic love of Krishna, prem, how can we become free from envy? You know? We need happiness, we need enjoyment. When the jivas come from, in Jaiva Dhamma, it's explained the jivas, they came from Garbhadaksha Vishnu. The jivas in Vrindavan, they came from Balaram. In Vaikuntha, they came from Sankarshan. Now the jivas that came from Balaram and Sankarshan, they came with Satchitananda, eternity, bliss and knowledge. But the jivas that entered this, that came from Garbhodaksha Vishnu, they had only Sat. They had only existence, no Chit and no Ananda, no bliss, no knowledge. So therefore, if someone doesn't know what gold is, they can be easily cheated by artificial gold. So similarly, with us, because we didn't have bliss, when we saw Maya, she's very attractive, For every lemon there's a sucker. So here we are in this world. But Prabhupada came and he gave us the process. He explained everything very clearly. Who we are, what this world is, how to get out of it, what is the goal of human life. Everything is there. So we're very, very fortunate. We have a chance to become free from attachment by following Prabhupada's instructions.
So it's like you say that we didn't come from Vaikuntha because you say that there is some souls comes from Mahavishnu.
No, I'm saying Jivadharma. In
So-
Jivadharma, by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's explained these things. See, confirmed.
Because I know there are different theories. Some persons say we never fell from Vaikuntha. Some say we fell, and you read Prabhupada say you can go back and forward so many times from Vaikuntha if you wish. So,
Now, in Prabhupada's books, there's many times where Prabhupada said that we didn't come from Vrindavan. And there's other times which it's confusing, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's far above us, you know what I mean? We're here in this world. When you're in a house that's burning down, you don't ask the question, where did this fire come from? You know what I mean? You will run. So similarly with us, these topics are basically they're above us. I mean, it's good theoretically to understand these things. There's just like on a road map, when we're going from one place to another, then and the map will show, yes, so many kilometers you will come to one place. Then after that, another place like this. So theoretically, it's good to understand that. But practically speaking, we need to concentrate on our bhajana kriya, on our relationship with Guru Vaishnavas in performing bhajana kriya. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for the enlightening discourse. I have two questions. First is, first question is when we say that Trinadapi Sunichana Tarorapi Sahishnana, then we say by being humble we can chant better, and then we say humility can come only by chanting more and more. So are they independent or they are dependent to each other? Second question is
Hang on, let's just do the first question.
Okay, thank you.
So, sorry, what was dependent on what?
Like Trinadapi Sunichana is being humble is dependent to chanting, or it is in loop. By being humble we can chant better, and by chanting better we can become more humble. Yeah.
Okay. Trinadapi Sunichana is not a mental adjustment that we can make. We are under the control of Maya. We are in the very tight grip of Maya. We have this big false ego. To become free from this false ego, one cannot make a mental adjustment. Like the Mayavadis, they are trying to ascend. They are trying to develop. They want to attain Brahman realization. So for Brahman realization, one has to be free of attachment in this world. They know that. So they are trying artificially on their own efforts to become free from attachment. But we Vaishnavas, we're in a descending process. By mercy of Guru, Vaishnavas, Acharyas, then they will actually clean our heart. They will take away attachments and the desires that are there within the heart. But the qualification is that we must want that. You know? Because, you know, these samskaras for billions of lifetimes, they're so forceful. The desire is so forceful within the mind. Kṛṣṇa says lust is within the mind and the senses. So there's, and even in old age, when one can't enjoy, still it's in the mind. They have a saying in the West, dirty old man. Anyway, I won't go into that. So only by mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas we can get this. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. In Chaitanya Charitamrita there is one verse that by Sadhu Sangha our hearts can be cleaned from Sadhu Sangha. Sarva Siddhi Hoy is perfection, the highest perfection. Highest perfection for the jiva is Krishna Prem. What is our service to Krishna? What is our name? What is our village? Everything, you know. This is the highest perfection, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. And this can only be got from Sadhu Sangha. This is what Prabhupada came to give us, the highest thing.
I wanted to ask that whether they are simultaneous process or they are independent to each other. Being humble by our effort and with the association of devotees, we can chant better, and by chanting better we can become more humble. So they are dependent, or that's what I'm asking.
Vishwanatha Chakrabarti has explained the different stages of in Madhura Kandambini, the different stages, beginning with Sukriti, then Sadhu Sangha, then Diksha, then Bhajana Kriya. So it's a gradual stage. It's a gradual process that by performing Bhajana Kriya, then our heart becomes cleansed. It's a slow process. So the chanting is from Sadhu Sangha, because, you know, we have so many misconceptions, we have so many doubts, and a sadhu, he can clear those doubts. So by Sadhu Sangha, those doubts have become cleared, and also he will take away our anatas, our material desires, depending on our sincerity. So then our chanting, as we progress, as we do bhajana kriya, our heart is becoming cleansed. As our heart is becoming cleansed, then we become more and more attracted to chanting. We develop more and more of a taste for chanting. If we have chanted 20 years and we don't have a taste, we've been doing something wrong. Isn't it? Okay.
Second question is about that one of the 6 Goswamis, I'm not remembering just the name, which Goswami, is also telling that we are coming from...
Can you please talk slower, because I have difficulty in understanding the Indian English accent.
Okay, sorry. Actually, one of the 6 Goswamis, in his book, I'm not remembering, maybe Jiva Goswami, is mentioning there that we came from Brahma Jyoti. So, is it correct? Like you explained, I heard it first time that from Kṛṣṇa, from Sankarsana, and from Balram in Vrindavana, from Sankarsana in Vaikunthas, and from Mahavishnu you told only Sat feature of the soul. So, that is Brahma Jyoti, about we came from Brahma Jyoti. Can you lighten that part?
I've opened a can of worms. Okay. I mean, within this world, there is past, present, and future. So how can we understand what is eternal when we are conditioned by past, present, and future? You're trying to understand something that is outside of time, something that is outside of past, present, and future. You know? Our line of thinking is that at one time the jiva came from Brahmajyoti and entered the universe, the material universe. No. Because time is within this universe, not outside. There's no control of past, present, and future in Brahmajyoti. You understand what I'm saying? So if we want to understand, you know, where the jiva came from, how the jiva came, it's not possible for us to actually understand that. You know? It's like we are not bookworms. You know, what we want is we want tattva darshan. We want realization. I'll tell you one story. Once Shankaracharya, he had the greatest philosophers, the greatest yogis as disciples. There was one yogi, Shankaracharya was giving one talk, and the big hall that they were in was not big enough. So one of his disciples, a yogi, put his hand on the wall and just moved the wall back to make more room. You know? So one time, these disciples, they're like the cream of India, you know? And they were waiting. Shankaracharya is sitting in his asana and they're waiting for the class. Waiting. And then they said to him, Guruji, can we begin the class? And Shankaracharya said, no, my servant, he is washing clothes in the Ganga. So he will come. When he comes, then I will begin the class. But Guruji, he's illiterate. He knows nothing. There was no harm if he misses some class. And so anyway, Shankaracharya ignored that. So when he came, then Shankaracharya asked him to give class. And so he gave such wonderful class that Shankaracharya's disciples, their jaws dropped. Gokashore Das Babaji, he was illiterate. But Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, you know, he's one of the most learned scholars ever. He begged Diksha from Govinda Maharaj. Sorry? Gokashore Das Babaji. Yes. So Gokashore Das Babaji, because he was illiterate, but all the truths were there in his heart, because he's a pure Vaishnava. You know what I mean? So we're not bookworms. We're not studying and making adjustments in our mind, some mental exercise. What we want is tattva darshan. We want realization. You know, and that comes from serving Guru and Vaishnavas. And that will be revealed to us. But Prabhupada left all the books so that we could get some, you know, conviction. Like the high priests of the Western world, the scientists. He smashed them. You know, life comes from matter. Prabhupada said, well, you make something, get some chemicals, put them together, make something, a mosquito, a bacteria, anything. Prove it. Later on, in the future, we will do. He smashed them. So Prabhupada's books gives us so much knowledge that we can understand everything. But the realization will come from Guru's mercy. That knowledge in Prabhupada's books, the realized form of that knowledge will come by mercy of Guru. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the question. That was very nice. I have to finish now. I'm going to be thrown off. So thank you very much, Bruce. Hare Krishna.